I know what I forgot to do.
Put on pants.
Oh. Screen share. Hi, Aiden.
Hey, Aiden, good to see you.
For once, I forgot. Actually, no, I didn't, because I still did it, so it doesn't count. You're still 4 for 5 of the not screen sharing.
Speaking 4 for 5, that's about the frame rate of the fucking screen capture. Never
Nice.
mind.
Uh,
Stabilized.
wait. Oh, yeah, I have to go to Hades. Also, I need to check. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, by the way, let me. You should teach me how to do the fucking Discord advertiser bot thing later.
You mean?
Oh, remember when you just used to be able to type a command into the chat and it would advertise our Discord?
No.
You learned it from the Minecraft server. I can literally just go to our bot section on our server and figure that out. It was
I
not oh whoa.
genuinely
Why does oh
don't,
whoa get its own role? Why do we only have rhythm bots? Oh god.
because you got rid of all the other bots.
Hell.
All of those oh yeah, I don't have dodge roll yet.
But yeah, you mentioned previously. Remember, you used to hit a command in the chat and it would like ping our server on the advertiser list.
Well, we have to have the bots. I can put those in again if you want. You
Please
removed
do.
them.
Please do. They're not banned. I didn't say no, never again.
No, I don't. I think they might have gotten updates which could have caused them to leave the server as well. I don't know.
Are you still running away from Hades?
No, I'm just doing that now. I died last time, remember?
Right.
Just the underworld's deepest dungeon. This time I'm
Tartarus.
bringing out the mother of all bad guys.
We did see this last time, but I like this
You
cutscene.
don't say.
And I like Hades.
Kronos? You're bringing out Kronos, Hades?
Well, maybe
I
I
wish,
should
that'd be
go.
cooler.
Yeah, later, Pete. I keep hearing him everywhere now.
Well, yeah,
The
it's
mother
Jim
of all
Cummings.
bad. No, Pete.
James Woods, you mean?
Yeah, I meant Pete. Yeah, Jim's coming. So yeah, I
James Cummings.
quit it, James. No. Mother of all bad guys, probably one of the most heroic figures in Final Fantasy.
I was just thinking that, like, there's nothing bad about him.
I'm bringing out the mother of all bad guys, and it's just fucking Dante or Goku.
Yeah.
Like a big old hero. He literally doesn't let his own death stop him from saving Spira.
Local man too angry to die.
I wouldn't call him angry, I'd call him determined.
Yeah. Angry at us, sin, I guess.
Yeah.
No wonder no one wants
Like,
to
Orin
die.
is like pure lawful good.
Yeah.
Like, he will not allow.
Also, I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed they used young Orin for this. I
kinda
love
like that it's
old
lame.
Orin.
The loss of the glasses is very sad. Also, you can see the real guts. You can see the real, guts influence.
inspirations.
yeah, guts slash fascist stampede on him
Yeah.
in Final Fantasy X.
That's it.
I love that little boogie he does.
That's it. Is that all you got?
That's it. That all you got?
Feel the
Feel the heat.
I feel kind of funny.
That's right. See, that's the thing. In the underworld,
Heroes
are
are
zeros.
zeros.
Comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory.
Go now.
But I've got to talk to Hades.
What was that?
Such a shit.
Can't fight him here. We have to go. Now.
I really like. I'm trying to think of like bad portrayals of Hades. I think the one in the Percy Jackson movie is pretty terrible.
Wait a second. Donald, you can heal me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the one in the
One in
I
what?
think the one in the Percy Jackson movie is pretty terrible because he literally transforms into Satan. You know, and that ain't Hades.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh,
Leaving so
I
soon.
think of where else I've seen him. I saw him in the new Clash of the Titans remake.
Have you ever seen the original?
I have not.
Good, it's a good movie.
I remember your dad put it in for us once and we just fell the fuck asleep. We should probably watch that sometime. I remember we were really young.
Yeah. I also remember me and my dad watching it, and he's like, it's got nudity, and I'm like, oh, and he's like, yeah, it's just titties and butts, but it's in tasteful context, and I'm like, okay.
How old are you when he said that?
Probably like 15, 14, 15.
Okay,
so I
okay,
was
that's
still
the time.
younger, and it was understandable.
Yeah, it's like, it's Greek, you know? I'll be real with you, honestly, man, like, not seeing gore or nudity nowadays is more, like, distracting to me than actually seeing it. Like, when we were watching Sinbad and no one was getting stuck by the swords when they were sword fighting, that was genuinely bothering me.
Yeah.
And I know it's for
I need
kids.
to
That's the
turn
number
it
one
down a
thing.
bit.
That's the number one thing you say. Is like it's for kids, and I'm like, I understand. But the problem is, I'm not thinking in that mindset when I'm watching it. You know, I'm going movie. You know,
Yeah.
like I want to see someone get.
17.5, I think will be fine.
I want to see someone get skewered.
Okay, that's better.
And same thing goes for nudity when there's like, when they're like, okay, nudity's harder because it's like if you cut away, I understand. Because a lot of cutaways make more sense than focusing on the nudity, you know? Like if a girl's getting naked and the guy's like reacting to it, like that makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems less about her titties and more about his reaction. And also you can do the other ways you can do it with like having objects in the background block it that kind of gives it this artistic flair, you know?
Like the Austin Powers opening.
Yeah, like the Austin Powers openings, except for the point where they just show his dick. But
Yeah. I don't think they meant to do that. I think that was just accidentally done.
what was I watching recently that actually did? Yeah, fucking Fight Club does that.
Yeah.
Where they try to shoot it to where you don't see it, but at one point Brad Pitt drops down to pull his pants up, and you can just see his balls hanging out between his legs. Happens in GTA 5 as well, but that was intentional.
Ah, damn it.
But man, yeah, jumping on this Kingdom Hearts stream, expecting to see some like Kingdom Hearts commentary, and we're talking about Brad Pitt's testicles.
And they're good testicles.
I had this moment where I'm like, oh yeah, next we're gonna watch. One moment. I'll come back to that topic, but yeah, it's weirder for me nowadays not to see nudity.
Yeah. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like I'm thinking that we should watch. I was thinking of showing Red Dragon for my next movie. But then I decided not to because I didn't want to give you guys the impression that I have this weird obsession with Ed Norton. Because Ed Norton is also in that movie.
Are you some
Yeah.
kind of hero?
Because we went from a Brad Pitt movie
I'm no hero.
to a Brad Pitt movie with Ed Norton to an Ed Norton movie.
Yep.
Just top it all off with American History X. Give you guys the impression that I just have an Ed Norton obsession. I'm thinking that I do because I really like him now.
I'm so
I do
I,
too. I saw
American History X gave him a new appreciation for me. Gave him a new appreciation for me. No, it's not, no. It gave me
gave
a
me a
appreciation
new
for him.
appreciation for him.
Guardian? Thanks, but no
You see the video on YouTube that's like Ed Norton was never the same after American History X.
No.
Let me just look up. But yeah, what were you gonna say before I interrupted you?
Something about seeing him like young in something and being like, oh, whoa, hey, young Ed Norton.
So you can leave those
Yeah.
pipsqueaks to me.
It's like Dylan McDermott.
Pal, you just keep working on turning Hercules
Like,
into
I
a
Yeah.
saw him in something and it's like, oh, hey, young Dylan McDermott. I think it was Hamburger Hill.
My underworld, you
Christ, yeah.
I'll handle this.
What did we watched? Remember that same thing happened with like De Niro. Well, that was because we watched a bunch of mobster movies back to back.
And also yeah. De Niro's in basically every mobster movie though, so.
I think my favorite De Niro. Well, I mean, besides The Irishman, I think they're different. But like my favorite De Niro performance recently has been Joker, where he plays
Yeah.
like a talk show host, Murray, and I think he plays a really. It's surprising how he's usually a very like serious, down to earth, cynical person in the movies he plays. But like seeing him as like this joyous old man is bizarre. You
Yeah.
know. Of course, there's a moment in the plot. It's the most famous scene of the movie where he gets like really serious and like starts like trash talking Arthur, and like that's where like old De Niro comes out.
Come on, open.
Ah!
Just a letter, a big old letter A on the wall.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
Hurry!
I was, as I do, I was watching a bunch of VTuber clips this morning. And are they just bringing back... I love how they keep threatening you with this boss from the first game. Like, you're gonna fight him again! You're gonna fight him again! Oh, here it comes! Boss from the first game, you're gonna fight him!
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was watching a bunch of VTuber clips this morning, and one of them was one of the girls talking about... Oh, do you actually fight him?
Yeah.
I'm a
Do you not
dumbass.
remember this?
I remember the scene of Hercules just single-handedly beating him. I don't remember actually fighting him. I also like how much weaker he is now.
Yeah.
But, I was gonna say, I was watching a bunch of VTuber clips this morning, and one of the girls was talking about how she wanted to get a saltwater aquarium. And I'm like, that sounds kind of neat. Saltwater aquarium. And then she proceeded to describe exactly why she wanted it with such passion. And like, it is one of the coolest ideas because it's like, all right, you got your fish, right? You got your fish in the aquarium. But you actually have to get special rocks. And when you get these special rocks, the rocks will have this naturally occurring. Oh boy, never mind. The rocks will. You should pop limit next time. Save
Yeah,
your.
not without
save your-
Donald and Goofy.
You have Orin.
Oh, I thought you meant drive.
Right, no, that's why I meant limit. Because you have Bushido, which is a really good limit. But, are you gonna die as fucking block, dude? Sorry.
You don't get a block button, is Mickey.
Pearl.
Doesn't block.
Doesn't? Okay, I thought it was like a
No,
bubble
it
shield.
does that.
Cool. So that you were trying to block, it just ended up being not a block. Sorry. But yeah, she was talking about getting a saltwater aquarium, and one of the coolest things about it was the rocks that she was describing. And that's because the water needs this natural bacteria to help the fish stay alive.
Yeah.
But what's coolest about it isn't just the bacteria on the rocks, it's that if it sits for long enough, naturally occurring organisms such as worms and shellfish begin to occur.
Cool.
So you'll have these cool, at least very, you'll have like anemones and little sea worms. And not gonna lie, if I had fuck it money right now, I would totally get a saltwater aquarium.
Yeah.
Because that is
Cool.
really cool. Like being able to just have your own little corner of the ocean to look in.
Yeah, that is awesome.
How come Mickey uses his... Oh yeah, he's got the rope. Ow.
Why does Mickey have what?
I was gonna say, why does Mickey get to use Drive?
He's not
In the
using it.
underworld.
He's just filling it to heal Sora.
Oh, okay.
You gotta fill the drive as Mickey to heal Sora.
I would always just win the fight as Mickey, but that was on normal. Oh yeah, this fight's over. Just hit him with a fucking...
Ah, yeah. I gotta hit him with a fucking... Damn it, wrong button. Now I gotta finish a combo. There we
Ori
go.
Orange got it. There you go. Counter guard! Never seen that one before.
Oh, Final Mix introduces a bunch of new abilities.
But yeah, I've been playing SMT. You know what? I'll save it for the SMT playthrough.
Alright. Fucked.
Get hacked. Kerberos. I think we should,
play hooky for a day. For old times.
Play
What are your
hooky
thoughts
for
on
a
that?
day, I agree.
They came to see me. They came to see a hero. I can't let
What
them
were you
down.
gonna say?
I was gonna ask, do you think we should keep doing reruns? Because I get the feeling that they're, I guess, devaluing our main
Don't
streams.
worry, Meg. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
What does a hero need rest for, huh?
Just a thought that occurred to me earlier. But then again,
Brought
I do
in
plan
like
to do-
2 followers, but that's about it.
Yeah, and they're not. Well, what matters more than anything is our average viewers, and right now we're sitting at none.
Don't
Yeah.
let me down.
Because I'm technically watching through the streamer thingy, but otherwise. What happened to Orin? He can take care of himself. Oh wait, no, that's Sora.
That's
Go
still
ahead.
Sora.
Uran. Counterattacking nearby enemies' attack with attack while performing guard.
That's
Did you grab all the?
useful.
Did you grab all? Did you grab all the chests in Twilight Town while you were there?
All that I could, yeah.
Okay, so you got all the AP pluses.
Maybe. There's a lot
You
of
should.
areas you can't go to, nor can you go back right now anyway.
Ah, okay. You like wait till the end of the game, then fall back completely.
Let me see if I've got this right. That brat's Keyblade works on any lock.
That's right.
Have I ever told you about the killer coliseum we have right here in the underworld? It makes the one upstairs look like an Olympic kiddie pool.
Then that's the place we're gonna put an end to Hurt the Jerk's winning streak.
Problem, Zeus locked it tight.
Oh,
I kind of wish
A lot
every world in
tighter
Kingdom
than a
Hearts-
virgin in a
All you gotta
monastery.
do is swipe that key and then reopen the underdrawer.
Yeah,
hate to tell you, but that key is kind
That's
of
going to
particular.
chafe my
It
willy.
won't work for just anybody. And that
I,
kid ain't no pushover.
jeez. I kind of wish every world in Kingdom Hearts had a Coliseum equivalent.
Yeah.
Not like a fighting arena, but specifically a just something to do when you go back, other than fighting enemies and just looking at the decor.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 3 does it, but I remember in like 3D and Birth by Sleep, I'd go revisit certain worlds just to kind of hang out, and there was nothing there to do. It's like, oh, there are enemies, yeah, but every world has enemies.
Kingdom Hearts 3 still does that, where it's just you only go back to get treasures and puzzle pieces and other shit. Gosh, this sure does bring back memories.
Memories?
There was a green trinity here. There was a white trinity here. I think there was a blue one up here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting having. I also really like how far back the camera's pulled into.
oh, I do
From
too.
all-
It's great.
Wait, did you turn your mini map off? Oh, no, you don't have the map for this
I
world.
don't have a map.
That was the first. That was the weird. That was the thing I complained about the most in Kingdom Hearts 1, and then when I went into 2, I'm like, turn the map off.
Hey, Herc.
I think you can.
in the HD version, you can, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, tracking down some friends, wiping out some Heartless.
Can you imagine how troublesome that'd be though? Like, oh, I found the map. Let's fucking restart the PS3. Restart the
Fuck
PS4.
that.
Stay away from the maps.
No, we didn't.
I have some presents for you. They're in my
Oh, The Offspring released a cover of a Christmas song, and it's probably the worst thing I've heard.
Alright. What Christmas song?
It's, I don't remember. Shit. Just look
Not
up The
Edward
Offspring
Martin.
Christmas.
This happens every time. I would like to point that out. That every single time that like a metal artist or like a popular like big artist that isn't like a pop singer, you know, like Mariah Carey, like every time that fucking happens, it's always a terrible decision, you know?
Yeah. Goo Goo Dolls, on the other hand, released an entire Christmas cover album with, I think, 2 original songs, and it's the best fucking thing I've heard. But then again, John Resnick, I think his name is, the lead singer's voice is fantastic. You would know him. You've seen Treasure Planet, yeah?
Yeah.
He's the one that sings I'm Still Here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that guy and his band released a Christmas album, and it sounds really fucking good. But again, it's just the sound you're going for. Because, like, if you're a punk rock band like The Offspring, and you sound like that, that doesn't translate well to Christmas music.
Looking
This
good.
doesn't sound like an Offspring song at all.
No, it doesn't. Just like Green Day's, they've done Green Day's covers of like 80s songs like Manic Monday and such.
Yeah.
It just sounds off. No, those covers aren't bad, because they also did a cover of I Think We're Alone Now, which
Yeah.
actually sounds really good.
Mm.
But yeah,
just-
that's why I make statements like I think the bands I like are going fucking insane being trapped inside.
I
It's
think
shit
the
like this that makes me think that.
I think a similar moment I had recently of like this sounds wrong was listening to one of the CDs you left in my car, and like listening to Turn the Page, the original version for the first time, and like, whoa, this
That's
is weird.
way better,
It's
actually.
way better.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's way better. But I've just listened to the Metallica version so many times.
So you're just so used to it, yeah. I can.
Just so
I can
used to
agree-
it, yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
Like, well, Nico had the same thing with Man Who Sold the World. She had heard the Nirvana version so many times that she couldn't handle the David Bowie version
Yeah.
or the Midge version.
I can agree with that for Heroes, a song that was originally by David Bowie, but then was sort of it was done in cover form by Bush. And the Bush version just sounds so much better to me.
B-U-S-C-H?
Yes. And then I think I don't remember the dude's name, but someone did like a weird kind of redo of the song, not necessarily a cover, but he changed some of the words, and it's played at the end of Stranger Things season 3, and I think
Weird.
that's way better than both of those songs.
There was a girl at my work, and I have been. She's kind of my type. Not gonna
Is it
lie.
the clingy girl?
No.
Or the one that asked way too much of you way too quickly?
She isn't working here anymore. She apparently quit.
Oh, okay.
But holy shit, this cover's awesome. Anyhow,
Which
I'm
one? The
listening
one
to
by
a-
Bush?
No, I'm listening to a mashup of For Whom the Bell Tolls and All I Want for Christmas Is You. But I
Nice.
was at work and I'm like, there's this girl. I'm like, oh, she's kind of cute. I like her t-shirts. And like the other day, I walked by her and she had this fucking Master of Puppets t-shirt, which
Nice.
on one hand is one of my favorite album covers. It's fucking awesome. The
Yep.
best part though is there was no text.
Nice.
It was just the graveyard with the puppet strings, and I'm like, yo!
That's
fucking
how
scared-
that's how you should
I-
do fan merch for
I
bands.
scared the shit out of her. Because I just yelled, yo! And I was like right there next to her. She's like, oh! And I'm like, oh, that's a really good shirt. Sorry for frightening you. I don't wear any shirts like that to work because the place I work literally ruins all my shirts.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm wearing this really nice silk V-neck right now. And I shouldn't be wearing it right now, but it got fucking powder coating on it, and there's no way you can get that off because it chemically bonds. So-
That's how it was for MPS as well. Like, they tell you, hey, don't wear shirts you're not afraid to get dirty because you're gonna get ink all over you
Feeling under
when
the
you're a
weather?
temp.
You
Because
know, I
like
thought
when you're a
staying
temp, you can
perfect
wear
shape
like
was part of the
usually
hero
whatever
job
you
description.
want
You know what I'm saying?
until you get hired in, and then you
Ladies,
have
we gotta
well
talk.
company shirts that
Yes,
you wear.
yes.
But
Share a bit of mildly
as a temp,
interesting
they're like,
news.
hey, don't wear
Seems your
shit you don't
tears
want
make
ruined.
little nut
You're gonna be
babies.
working
should-
with ink.
I should just buy a set of like nice work shirts and
Yeah.
pants, like khakis and like button-up shirts.
Well,
So does
maybe.
your company not
Why you
offer
calling
like
details?
company shirts and
Uniform.
shit to work with?
No, not at all. We get to wear
Oh.
whatever we want.
That's kinda
There are people on day shift who wear pajama pants.
brilliant.
Like, you're a stoner.
You can't leave now. Okay, you've got a very important match
Why did my
today
mom have to
against
start
the-
playing music?
The bloodthirsty Hydra.
This fucking
I
Pink
mean,
So
who knows
What
around?
started playing, and I had to refrain hardcore from singing along with that.
Yeah,
Your
actually,
family
because-
is like the
Details.
coolest group of people that I
Just
cannot
a
hang out with
coward.
for an extended period of time.
Can't all be heroes.
Why?
Because I love talking to your mom. She's like, I feel like I have an easier time talking to your mom than
Can
your
you handle
dad.
this?
Oh yeah.
But I'll always say something that makes her just start making fun of me. And then your dad, just from second one, will make fun of me.
That's just how they
They-
are. That's how they are to
pick
everyone.
on- I don't get upset. I just get picked on way too much, and after a certain point, I stop laughing along with them and just kind of get irritated, I guess.
Yeah, I can
Like,
understand that.
yeah, I'm not gonna say. I'm never gonna say anything back or like have an outburst, but it's always gonna be like, this is weird. I'm not really comfortable. I'm gonna.
Yeah, they do carry
I'm
on a bit with that. I can agree. It's like, okay, the joke's kind of wore it's ran its
Like-
course. The
like your
bit
dad-
has gone on too long. It needs to end.
Yeah. I'll probably never relate to your dad at all. Like him and I are from such different worlds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like the biggest, like, most liberal person that I know, and your folks tend to lean more conservative.
Yeah.
That's less of
That's why you don't talk about politics and religion with them.
Yeah, I've learned that that's something I don't want to talk about with anybody.
Yeah.
And mentioning that you don't
like
care.
me, you, and Angelo, we can discuss it, but again, because me, you, and Angelo don't really give a shit either way.
Yeah, and my complete nihilism is dipping into both.
Oh yeah, power boost.
Like, did you read on fucking Twitter recently that, like, the EPA stated that, this isn't even a politics thing, this is just an environmentalism thing. It stated that we're at the point now where no matter what we do, Earth is fucked.
Oh, I knew that even without the EPA saying anything.
Well, they were warning us about it, like, last year. They were like, hey, we have 12 months to undo a century of environmental damage.
Yeah.
Which is impossible, which is, like, impossible at this point, you know? But that's what we have to do, and we're not going to be able to. So that was the point where I went, all right, we're fucked.
Yep.
The good news is that I'll likely be dead before any of the major changes happen.
Oh,
But,
yeah, definitely. That's why I don't... okay. I'd say I don't care, but I do. But yeah, like, at that point, it's not going to matter because we're all going to be dead, and it's like, I'm not going to bring children into this universe, so...
I remember I was talking to Emma about it recently, and she's like, "Oh man, I wish we could have done something." And I went ahead and I said out loud, "The time to care was 50 years before we were born."
Yeah.
And my mom just kind of like cringed.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm not blaming you personally, but the time for this kind of the major sweeping legal, like the major sweeping legislative changes needed to be made before we were born.
Yep.
There should have been limits on what could be done to the environment or what couldn't be done to the environment before we were even born, and there's just changes that weren't made.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, proud, man. Stand proud.
They, like, changed that for this version of the game, because this seems a lot harder than I remember.
Let me take a look at the difficulties in Kingdom Hearts, because I'm curious myself.
Because, like, Proud wasn't super difficult in the original, I don't think. In fact, I always played on Proud.
Yeah, because normal's way too fucking easy.
I don't want to say this is too hard, but my god, they're doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Then again, I also have shit for equipment.
Yeah, also don't get hit.
Yeah. Damn it.
Looking at Proud mode, right? We are on 2 final mix. In Kingdom Hearts 2 Proud mode, the player takes double damage, and you must unlock all the gates and complete the game to unlock the Gathering.
Yeah, I know that.
So if you want to play Magic the Gathering, you gotta do all that. Same as for Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the same, except that the Gathering is unlocked upon completing the game, and Birth by Sleep is unlocked by completing Jiminy's Journal and getting the Gold Crown.
Yeah, I know that.
So
that I know, but
you just take double damage.
Yeah.
Crit mode. Player takes double damage in final mix for crit mode. Player deals 1.25 damage compared in crit mode. Mushroom 13 deals more damage. Several abilities are granted on the 3rd day. Reaction boost, finishing plus, draw 2 times lucky, MP, haste, and XP 0. Roxas,
so pretty much I just need to get good.
That's what it seems to be. Roxas' initial AP is 50, AP increased to like, oh wow, this is cool. Maximum potential health is 60, MP, oh wow. XP gained is 75%, I don't agree with that, I think that should be higher, not lower. Oh,
XP gain is lowered 75%?
Yeah, you only get 75% of your HP, or of XP in critical mode.
That's understandable. It's artificial difficulty for that point, but
I think if you're gonna, I feel like you should try to like maintain a certain balance, and I think cranking up the fucking damage on both sides and giving higher XP is a really cool way of doing that.
It's like whenever we get to Fallout 4 and we do survival, I'm going to suggest you install the survival options mod because it allows you to change that damage outputs on both ends. So you hit the enemy dies, the enemy hits you, you die. You have
Yeah.
to be super careful all the time.
Yep.
That's why I
I'm
like
gonna be doing-
survival.
Well, that's what I'm going to be doing for New Vegas. Is I'm cranking the damage on both the player and the enemies,
Yeah.
and as well as cranking the XP gain.
Naggle my way up there. No, you're running away. Yeah, damn it.
But then again, it's what I should probably do if I want to crank the XP gain is literally just set it to the highest difficulty and then tweak it from there.
Yeah.
God, the critical mode for everything after Final Mix is garbage. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, player deals half damage and takes double damage. The XP 0 is built like it's pointless. It's just harder.
Yeah.
And then Fragmentary Passage brings it back, brings the beat back. So there's no critical mode in 3?
There is no. They with the new or with like whatever update they released, they made it so it's the Persona style of difficulty,
tweak it
so
yourself?
you can tweak it yourself. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that kind of difficulty setting in games. I always go for the hardest it can possibly be.
Yeah.
And
So
just
you could
crank
do
the
like
XP gain.
level 1, no upgrades, no kingdom, or just kingdom key, like really ridiculous, super difficult runs.
Awesome.
Because I know for me, Proud felt like normal. Proud was like way too easy when I played that.
Oh, in
Which is
3,
kinda
yeah, I mean,
sad.
that's what I heard from everybody.
But then again, at the same time, you also get the amusement ride attacks, which are just kind of OP. You
Yep.
can take down the first boss with the roller coaster ride super quick.
Well, the reason why I'm personally against the Bethesda, I guess we could just call it the Bethesda method of difficulty, where it's increased health from enemies, decreased damage for the player,
Kind of a whore.
and vice versa. You know.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
reason why I dislike that is it encourages you not to use certain options. Basically, if you're playing Skyrim on the highest possible difficulty, you should not be using anything but Stealthy Archer.
Yeah.
And you should be enchanting. You should like there are certain skills that you should never use. Like you should never use magic on anything higher than normal. Never use swords on anything higher than hard. And then for the
That's
hardest
not
difficulty,
fun, though.
What'd you say?
That takes away a bunch of fun options, though.
it does, and that's the problem with that difficulty mode, because what it does is it encourages you to play boring.
Yeah.
Or not even play boring, but play in a way that you might potentially find boring when the game should be all about options.
Yep.
That's why a lot of people got really
Okay,
irritated.
that's way
with
too
Doom.
loud. I'll be right back.
Oh, yep. I'll pause my timer.
Pause now. I was
yeah, I was
actually ready.
saying-
I lied.
What I was saying is the reason why some people dislike Doom Eternal specifically is because that game is I don't want to say it takes away people's options, but it creates a situation where the game is difficult enough to where you have to use all of your weapons in very specific instances.
Yeah.
Because what you do, the way I basically do Doom 1 through 4 is that I switch to the shotgun. And I default to the shotgun, and whenever a new challenge presents itself and the shotgun isn't doing it, I'll switch off of the shotgun.
Ow.
But the default weapon is always the shotgun. And what Doom Eternal does is it nerfs the shotgun in such a way that you have to use all of your weapons equally
Yeah.
to solve different scenarios. Like there's a time and place for every weapon, and you'll learn that by playing the game. And the reason why that upset a lot of people is that the dominant strategy in Doom 2016, or Doom 4 as I like to call it, is circle strafing with the super shotgun.
So, I also want to say, on the topic of this and its difficulty and me dying a lot, every room counts as a checkpoint, and I fucking love that. So, like, if you get everything, run into a room and run back, it resets you at the beginning of that room transition. So, like,
Sick.
me getting everything in there and dying does not undo any progress. Every room
Same.
acts as a checkpoint, so that kind of counteracts the dying aspect if you take too much damage. Obviously. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah,
'Cause
I
I
was
like
saying about-
when games are very fair with its difficulty to checkpoint ratio.
Yeah. Same here. I
Wait a
Yeah, what I
There's
was gonna
something
say.
like fucking Doom 1 for instance.
Roxas?
Get
That
fucked.
game, yeah.
no
Unless
use.
you use saves,
What are you
fuck.
talking about?
I like to autosave with the key cards and use those as
That's a
checkpoints.
fair checkpoint, yeah.
Fails to respond.
But
Use
yeah, what I was
aggression
going to
liberate
say,
his true disposition.
that's certain people dislike Doom Eternal,
Never picked a wrong guy for
fucking
this one.
Death Stranding, Breath of the Wild. These are all games that are very uncompromising in how they want you to play.
Yeah.
Like they want you to play in a very specific way. Like Doom Eternal and Breath of the Wild want you to use every option at your disposal. They don't.
Yep.
They will not allow you to fall into a groove where you feel comfortable. You need to step outside of your comfort zone. And then Death Stranding is play it one way, you know.
Yeah.
Which is a fun way to play, and that way does have depth. However, if you want to play it any other way, you're going to be punished.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about that and how, depending on how you balance the difficulty of your game, you may restrict and enable other options. So, like, for example, Uncharted, my favorite difficulty on Uncharted is the easy mode because it allows you to play that game aggressively.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Doom, my favorite, Doom 1 and 2, my favorite difficulties are, well, you know it, you know the one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite difficulty because it makes you play the game more deliberately.
Ultraviolence or Nightmare?
Whichever one doesn't cause the random spawning enemy
I
bullshit.
think Ultraviolence is the second hardest, or the one before Nightmare that causes the respawning.
That's the one.
I
Yeah,
like
I,
a little bit of the good old-fashioned Ultraviolence as well.
I was gonna say it, but yeah, that's. I feel like that's the best way to play Doom 1 and 2.
The more days pass since I've seen that
N64.
movie, the more I fucking love it, and I don't know
I
why.
was gonna say I was really nonplussed when we watched it the first time. I was really uncomfortable. But the more I think about it, the more I enjoy what I watched.
Yeah.
I keep
Like,
thinking back
it's-
to certain scenes.
Like, I told my mom
go.
when they were
Magnets
watching
are
it, and
help.
she's like, this isn't a nice movie, and I'm like, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
It's
That's-
brutal and
yeah.
it's brutal, uncomfortable, and weird. But the more I think about it, the more I want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
I was at like, well, you saw one of my posts I made in the Discord earlier. Is like I'm an unreliable narrator, and all I could think of was, well, what happened next to your dear narrator? I was cured, my brothers, and it's like that's the end of the movie. And I was just thinking about that a lot.
I think this is a new cutscene.
Yeah, not you again.
Oh, don't be like that, especially when I'm here to tell you about
Man, your
something
Demix-
even better than the Olympus Stone.
Your Demix voice is weirdly sexy.
Absent silhouettes, shadowy presence.
Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Never mind.
I'm glad. Absent silhouette, like the title of that book? Exactly, though they come in all different shapes and sizes. The item belongs to its owner, who is now nothing more than a shadowy presence. I can't do a Demix voice, so I'm not gonna try.
Yeah,
now.
Demix doesn't talk like this. This isn't
No,
how
he
he
doesn't.
talks. But you still fight him,
Well-
of course. And as you do, it'll slowly awaken the real you. He's like nervous and like shitty at his job. He's being way too eloquent right now.
Yeah,
Like, if it was Axel saying this, it'd make sense. But Demix is
this
not
is why
that
I'm not a
eloquent.
voice actor. Actually, that wouldn't. That's why I'm not a voice impressionist. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
So-
how we actually learn about the absent silhouettes in the side battles.
Nice.
Him.
So here's a question for you, Travis. I'm currently, as you know, in panic mode about who the fuck is going to be voicing Nier, or anyone, or everyone in the Nier Replicant remaster.
Oh yeah,
I believe that Nier Gestalt has one of the best English voice casts in any video game ever, to the point where I won't be able to play the remaster or even sit in on the remaster if it doesn't have a lot of the same voices. That
I
being
think it
said,
should keep the same VAs for every character except for Nier,
Except for
because
Nier.
young Nier
And-
was a child, so
which
kind of.
brings me to my next question. You can't choose Yuri Lowenthal because he's already playing a character. Who do you want to voice male Nier? young Nier?
Um,
Because I have a pick.
Be interesting to see Haley Joel Osment, but no, I don't think that happens.
That's a way better pick than mine. That would be perfect.
Yeah, but I've heard him act in other things and it always ends up sounding like Sora, so we'd get a Sora
Exactly.
sounding Nier Gestalt, or Nier,
You're like,
young Nier.
younger Nier should sound like Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1, and then he should base it up a bit for Nier later in the game.
Yeah.
Because Nier was supposed to be Yoko Taro's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a bunch
yeah.
there's a bunch of shit in the game that proves that, but like, yeah, that's actually perfect. That's way better than my dumb idea. I was gonna say Johnny Young Bosch because it's a brother-sister relationship, and I'm really used to him as Nero and Yu Narukami.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I think it'd work well for that kind of like powerful shonen protagonist. But Sora's a way better option, and it makes a lot more sense. Or it's Haley Joel Osment, the real person, not Sora the character.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help. Now have a nice day.
Have a nice day. I should watch
I think I
Hitchhiker's.
just made my dog bark.
Sora, behind you!
I cracked my knuckles and it was pretty fucking loud, and I think my dog heard it and barked.
Cars passing by, no big deal. Knuckles crack, time for battle.
Better think again.
But yeah, what I was gonna say is, I should really sit down and watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy one of these days.
That has Alan Rickman as a robot.
Cool. I like Alan Rickman.
I do too.
I've also been watching Band of Brothers.
Nice.
And I've realized something about that show is I do not like any of the action scenes. My brain just turns off when they go to war. But whenever they're just sitting around and like talking about war that already happened to them and having character moments, or when it's one or two characters fighting with bayonets. Like there's a really cool fight where there's a guy bunkering down with a bunch of French citizens, like a U.S. soldier who got split off from the platoon.
Jesus.
And he's bunkering down in the house of these British people, or of these French people, and trying to protect this family. Well, the Nazis are going house by house, just clearing them out. And at one point, they get close, and luckily for him, a bomber flies overhead, and nobody can hear anything because it's fucking loud, right? And it's like bombing a nearby area. And the best part, though, is he goes to bayonet charge the German guy, and he doesn't kill him. So then they have to have like a duel with bayonets, and this is really precise, brutal fight where the two of them are trying to stick each other with the bayonets while the plane is flying overhead. So they're trying to kill each other quickly, so that the squad of German soldiers can't hear them. It's a really cool moment.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that scene at Enemy of the Gates where they have to sync up their rifle shot to the sound of bombs, sound of the mortar fire.
Yeah.
You can't hit him in that
Your
state.
shitty bubble.
Can you magic him?
Nah, not until I get my magic back.
Can you hit square to finish it earlier? Oh.
No, I think it's just you deal enough damage or something.
That is the stupid-ass moment. I have my phone sitting on my desk, kind of tilted against my monitor.
Yeah.
And I got a text, and I tried to move my mouse over to my phone to click on the text. Like, yeah, sure. Wait, that don't work that way.
It'd be cool if it did.
Hercules is all like, my work here is done, and you're like, but you didn't do anything. And then he just walks
Oh, my
away.
planet needs me.
Show these guys what happens when they mess with a true hero.
And then Herc went back to his home. Then Herc died on the way to his home planet. Oh shit!
Now wait a sec. Cool.
That's what that is. Okay.
What?
Trink posted a
I won't leave him.
what the hell?
Okay.
Look, even Herc has his limits.
Trink posted a Kickstarter in her
Then
Discord
we'll go back
for
in
this
line.
game called My Time at Sandrock, and she mentioned it was a sequel to something, so I went to go look it up, and then I thought like, oh wait, that's a sequel to My Time at Portia.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's set in the My Time at Portia world, still inspired by Dark Cloud 2, Harvest Moon, and the works of Miyazaki. How's that Kickstarter doing? I hope it's doing well. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, of course, people like My Time in Portia, so they're gonna support that.
Yeah, it's funded 3 times over.
Yeah.
Sick.
The only reason I actually know about My Time at Portia is actually, fucking Fred Jared. Couldn't remember his name for a second.
Really?
Prolapse Jared, yeah.
Oh
Ow.
god. Why did you put that image in my head? You know I managed to make it all this way without seeing him naked at all a single time.
Name.
We
I
live good
thought
lives.
Angelo sent you.
Yeah, he sent it, then I scrolled down, saw it, and I went, nope.
You did see it then.
I saw his face and I recognized the framing because I'd seen it
Oh.
censored before.
Yeah. Ah, man. I know you had to start from all the way back here. I'm not gonna pop. Oh, I need to stop not over. Yeah. Stop getting hit by that, you dumbass.
I had this weird moment. You ever just like make games in your head?
Sometimes.
You ever just like, yeah, I've had a couple moments like that. I've had 3 that I made recently. I was thinking like, oh man, it'd be really like I think I'd really like to make like a Final Fantasy like 1 style game, not like 3 or 5 or like Final Fantasy 1, where you play as a guild leader and you have to go to the basically you just live in the first town of the game. And what you do is you recruit people from the local inn, and you only have a certain amount of money, and you have to use that money to recruit adventurers.
Yeah.
And each adventurer would have their own unique power set and class. They would each have their own job. And you'd recruit them, you'd pay them, you'd give them their initial pay, and whatever they get for treasure goes back to you, so you can equip them to new adventurers when you make repeat runs. And you would basically go to fight Garland, and if you died, the adventurers would die there. You'd take the gear and go home, and then you'd equip a new set of adventurers when you spent the money. I was just thinking about that idea and how much I liked that setup in Final Fantasy 1,
RTS that does something like that.
Perhaps, yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but I know Biffing did a video on it. Because you basically did that. You manned your own kingdom, obviously, but you also sent like renowned heroes and the dungeon bit.
Huh, okay, I was thinking of Soda Dungeon, actually.
When you send them to dungeons, well, the game's hard, so they either find shit or they just die and you have to like get new heroes and shit.
Oh.
But you can like clear out different like wolf dens and other stuff, like people will put up notices that heroes wanted, and like they'll want their own cut of the profit from doing this and shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll also like there's treasure chests on the map you can send your heroes to find to get them gear and shit. I don't remember what this game was, but it was kind of cool.
That was just one idea I had. The other one I had, which was really stupid, was kind of a text adventure game where you got to play as a vice president for a new candidate, and the entire idea is that God left. Like God's like, all right, I'm out. So you guys need to find out who your new god's gonna be, and your political candidate isn't just. And so all these minor deities from different religions start trying to sign up to be the new god, and they all have to like do like a political campaign in order to become god. Except, and it's all well and good, except the candidate you've been assigned is the devil, and the name of the game is Devil's Advocate.
Nice.
And you have to campaign for the devil becoming new god. And you have to convince the people to vote for Satan.
Well, I mean, if people want to vote for, never mind. Not gonna make the joke. Never mind.
There's like a million different names you could stick in that slot.
Yeah.
And the last one was I really want a Prince of Persia game that's kind of Souls-like, where
that'd be cool.
And of course Prince of Persia fans would be like, what the fuck? But instead of it being like set levels, you'd have like a castle, like
Yeah.
a massive tower that requires different parkour techniques to get to the top. And you would, of course, go off on like these little split paths to go fight bosses, and every time you beat a boss, you learn a new technique. And one of the ideas I had was tying in like aspects of Persian mythology, like, for example, the jinn, like genies. So you'd have a jinn of each element.
I thought those were
like a spirit.
Arabian.
What'd you say?
I thought that was Arabian, or is Arabian Persian?
Persia's kind of just that general area.
Uh,
Persia's way back when in that general area, but jinns are commonly associated with like Arabian or Islamic mythology.
yeah.
Yeah, each jinn would be associated with an element. So you'd have like earth, fire, water, air, and each would give you a different movement ability to help you access new areas. So like air would let you get a little double jump.
Yeah.
Earth would let you attach yourself to a wall.
Technically,
water-
I already have that in RPG form, though.
What's that?
Golden Sun.
Yeah, that does the elemental thing. I was thinking more like in real time though, so you'd be like
Yeah, no. I
dynamically
figured.
switching between the jinns, and of course they'd look like stands, of course.
Yeah.
JoJo, but like they would also have different abilities in combat. So you could like get a double jump with air, you could dash forward with fire. I don't know what the fuck water would do, honestly.
How
Maybe
many
let
people
you-
tried evening out their stats by using those with like their Donald and Goofy? That's a
don't know.
waste of fucking.
Yeah, I've always seen Donald and Goofy as more as support characters, and Sora as your primary that you need to focus on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the idea I had, and I'm like, man, it would be really cool if you get like a Prince of Persia Souls-like game with like magical abilities. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that new Star Wars game came out, didn't it? It's exactly that.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia Souls-like with Force
can make-
abilities.
Oh, a mega potion.
Yeah.
Else.
I remember I was watching a video about Jedi Fallen Order by White Light, and he asked a very interesting question, and the question was, why is it Souls? And I had this moment of like, yeah, why does it have to be Souls? And I think it's because Souls is kind of like Souls-like
Well
combat
known.
has kind of become the new Batman
Yeah.
or Assassin's Creed. Remember when like every game had Batman or Assassin's Creed combat? Like every new game?
Yeah.
And then like The Witcher and a couple other games, Assassin's Creed, and like a bunch of games just started pushing Souls-like combat as the new standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think that's exactly why it has that. And I honestly think everything I've seen of the game looks super cool, and I should really play it.
Oh yeah.
I've-
I should equip them.
I haven't been truly satisfied with a Souls-like game since Bloodborne, so I should probably pick it up and give it a shot.
Yeah, Bloodborne will probably always be my favorite of that style of game.
Well, Dark
I
Souls is my
fucking
Dark
love
Souls.
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 1 is my favorite. I respect Demon Souls from afar. Bloodborne, I
I mean,
like.
Bloodborne's the OG top dog for me because that's the first one I technically played and went
Right,
through
right.
completely. So
I started with
kinda
Dark Souls
biased on
2 and
that.
didn't. I started with Dark Souls 1 on the 360, and like the moment where the game finally clicked with me is when I was playing the Thief class. Because what I was doing is I would play as far as I could, and then when I kept dying, I would reset. Because I was basically in a situation where everything around me was pressuring me to play Dark Souls, and instead of getting angry at him, I just kept trying and trying and trying until eventually I broke through. And when I eventually, I think the moment for me where it finally clicked was when I was just kind of exploring the world, and I got down to New Londo the first time, and I'm like, holy shit, this is a new area I've never been to before, and I felt like this excitement of discovery,
Yeah.
something I had never felt in a game before, and I'm like, oh my god, I found this all by myself. No one told me this was here. This is why Dark Souls is awesome. And then from there, I bought Bloodborne when I bought my PS4, and I had the similar experience. And then I went back to Dark Souls after playing Bloodborne with you guys for a bit.
This can't be.
Made my poise build, and well, the rest is complicated history.
yeah.
Because I don't like any Souls game that I've played except for Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1. 'Cause
You're safe.
I don't feel the need to play through them because their worlds are vapid
not your
and
fault.
I
uninteresting.
left everyone unprotected.
And now that Sekiro's out,
Just
I actually
washout.
kind of like
Come
Bloodborne
on,
and Dark Souls
champ.
1
I
less.
didn't train you to think like that.
And the reason why is because
Bill's right. This is no
Sekiro
time
is
to
the
beat yourself
only
up.
Souls-like game where they just tell a normal story and don't have the item description thing, you know?
Yeah, that is
And
true.
it sucks. And I'm starting to wonder, like, was Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Demons like does every Souls game have a shit story that's just been chopped and screwed to be something? Like, are the blanks that we're filling in actually intentional because the parts that we're filling in were bad?
We're in.
Potentially.
That's a fucked up thing to think, and that's what that kind of soured. Like, the games aren't special to me anymore. That's kind of a bummer, actually.
Ow. No, that's bullshit.
Then again, everything I like about Dark Souls nowadays I get from a lot of normal older RPGs.
Yeah.
Like the joy of exploration I get from Morrowind, the tense good RPG combat with a customizable character I get from Kingdom Hearts and The Witcher. What else? Telling I get from every RPG I play.
Ah, damn it.
Good job. Then my obsession for just good world building I got from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
People really hate it when I do that, by the way.
Dude, what?
Break a game down to its contingent parts and then point out how each part can be replaced by better options elsewhere.
Yeah, because people don't care.
Yeah, that was the thing I mentioned. Is like, I mean, I could play Dark Souls PvP, or I could play For Honor and actually get something that's more balanced, you know? Game is not well balanced, but it's more balanced than Dark Souls PvP, that's for goddamn sure.
Oh,
Get
fuck
up on the
off.
high
Pete.
jump back.
Or, no, Pete, fucking Phil.
It's fucking God of War boss fight. But,
They gotta show off the new reaction command system.
yeah, just one button.
Yeah,
But,
thankfully.
I think reaction commands are at their best when they're used in combat, similar to the QTEs in RE4.
Yeah. I can hear.
But yeah, my ability to break a game down to its contingent parts really upset people. I don't know, maybe I'm just past that point where I don't really put games on pedestals that much anymore. Like, and the games that I do put on that pedestal are truly amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the reason why I still hold Metal Gear Solid 3 in high regard is there's nothing else like it. And honestly, I don't really want there to be.
Yeah. Then again, that's all opinionated too. What you think is the best ever, other people probably don't.
That's correct, yes. But it's hard, but again, I break it down to its contingent parts and I go, what else is there that has this, you know?
Yeah, that's
What else has really good cinematic storytelling, as well as very, very good stealth gameplay that actually takes things like light, dark, and camouflage into account, you know?
Persona 5.
Oh, damn, you got me. But other things like, you know, you have to eat to maintain a stamina meter to help regenerate your health and heal injuries. Your injuries actually have to be repaired by, like, medical equipment you find in the field. Like, it's a proper fucking full survival simulator while still being a great game.
In my benefit quick. There we go.
You can even trap animals. You
Yeah.
can hunt and trap animals and use them to attack enemies. I threw the ape from Ape Escape at someone once. It was great.
Whoa, I've never done this before. Holy shit.
Sick.
That was neat.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is in that same department, by the way. I just want to point out there's, like, really nothing else like Kingdom Hearts 2 in terms of its gameplay.
No, there's
Like-
really not.
It's going to be really hard to find an action RPG that's well refined. Yeah, kick his ass!
Yeah, no, Kingdom Hearts is really unique.
Well, 2
An
especially,
interesting
yeah.
place.
I think a lot of people when they hear the
Shit,
term
fuck.
Well, get fucked. A lot of people when they hear the term action RPG, they
Yes.
think about Diablo. Wow.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, Mickey. Get out of here so I can heal Sora.
But yeah, when people say action RPG, they normally think of Diablo. I personally think of Kingdom Hearts. By the way, we got like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna finish up this boss fight.
Okay.
I am keeping an eye on it as well. Ah, I was watching someone list off, I think it was like the top 6 anime that they dislike that everyone else loves. And the first one, go figure, was Haruhi Suzumiya. And they only saw the first season, which was interesting, so they didn't know the twist. But it made me realize that I hate certain things that people say about like different aspects of media. And that's the statement of, well, I'll just use that as an example. At one point, the person was complaining about the over-sexualization of one of the characters, and how it was kind of super uncomfortable to see.
Oh,
her.
I know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was talking about how it made him feel gross, and it was kind of just unnecessary.
Yes.
And
that's correct.
The person who was in the video with him made the statement of, well, that's anime for you. It's like, that's not an effective fucking argument.
That's not anime.
Damn it!
Because anime isn't a individual show or franchise. It's a series of different works of art made by different people that do different things with it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I have said things in the past, such as like the level of people getting shocked by the level of violence in Devilman, and I'm just like, isn't this normal for anime? But that's a stupid statement to make in retrospect, now being put in this context.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like I felt very similar when I first watched Haruhi. I want to point out the Hydra scene's less violent now, but now the neck stumps look like assholes. You enjoy that?
Let you down.
But I felt a similar way when I watched Haruhi. However, I want to say I got used to it, but like when contextualized by the rest of that narrative, and as the situations that girl is put in get increasingly ridiculous, it goes from a grumble to an eye roll to be kind of cracking a smile. Yeah, it's kind of funny after a certain point, and it's also there are also several points where the main character goes, "Look, you don't have to do this," and she goes, "No, I want to." Yeah, it's like, okay,
no big deal.
She's okay with it.
Just let us know if Hades or the Heartless.
She's just uncomfortable in the moment.
We'll take care of
it. And another one was
when did you three make Hero?
kind of ironic and funny considering the context of the company that made it. Elfen Lied's story. He had some complaints about, and also the overtop gore and nudity. I'm like, it comes from a porn company. I expect nothing less.
Yeah, the over-the-top gore and nudity is certainly a problem, and I think
time to go.
The main problem with Elfen Lied is, one, it does the fucking Final Fantasy VIII of, oh, we were related, but we forgot, or I knew you, but we forgot thing. It does that.
Yeah, that's true.
But it also, like, the way that Elfen Lied handles tone is with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's really effective. For example, with the scene with the doctor character and the girl in the wheelchair on the bridge, if you remember.
Yep.
Other times, such as with the puppy, not so much.
Yeah.
It handles tone with a sledgehammer. However, when you watch Elfen Lied, the
that animation though, that's some good fucking animation.
For the puppy murder?
No, for the show in general.
Oh no, I think it's dreadful.
I think it's pretty good. Like, I think the art style works for it, but then again, within the context of the porn company, so that's kind of the style that they use. It's not even the
style, it's the minimal shading and outline and detail. Like, it does the thing where it does low detail, but doesn't do anything with the lack of detail. Like, it doesn't do any crazy animation. I think it's fun to watch, and I think it's perfectly suitable, but, I mean, it's not...
And it inspired other things like Stranger Things, so...
Yeah. But it has problems, and I'm perfectly fine with people mentioning that they dislike those things.
Yeah.
I like the show for what's good about it. The nudity never really bothered me because the nudity is almost never sexual.
Yeah.
There's very few times where the camera's like up a character's ass, like in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex or Sword Art, you know?
Yep.
Like, I feel like Sword Art is a way more offensive show, not because of what it shows, but because of how it shows it.
Yeah. And also the fact that just turns into a standard harem waifu bait anime.
At the end, whereas...
Because, like, the scope of everything and what's going on is a lot more depressing, but no, gotta show the harem. Because, like, a lot of people are dying. They're
Sword
legitimately
Art?
losing their life in Sword Art, and it's like, no, we're gonna go waifu bait. It's like, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. The tonal dissonance there is a problem. At least, like, Elfen Lied feels like it's going to turn into that at a certain point when the second Declonian shows up.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what they're called.
Yes.
But then it fucking hard swerves, and she becomes one of the better characters in the show because she's a completely independent agent.
Yeah.
Castle is in danger. We've got to do something soon.
And then the fucking ending is like laughable at points.
Yeah.
When the guy takes his hair off and goes, ah ha ha ha. It's a stupid ass horns.
Excuse me. Force me anywhere can.
Oh, have you reset the timer yet?
I'm stopping the recording right now.